What is going on, guys? So today we're actually going to go ahead and talk about that not many people really talk about, and that's actually units. So if you take a look here in the unit filter, I like to call this the unit table, and the reason for that is because it shows you everything there is to know about units, starting with the unit variance, the unit rarity, the unit attack type, the unit status effect, and the unit trait. Everything here is just as equally important to know, and you'll understand why. And we'll start off with the variants. So you have the basic, the shiny, the wumbo, the shiny wumbo, and the superstar. Now we're not really gonna focus on the superstar right now, and that's because it involves me jumping ahead of myself and skipping some steps, and it's not something I want to do. So we'll stick with the shiny wumbo, shiny, and the basic. So first off, to understand how this works, we're gonna go ahead and give you a good example. So I'm gonna go ahead and head over to my mythics, scroll down a little bit because I have some units here that'll give a good example. So if you take a look here, we're starting off with our shiny sea rhino. We're starting off with our normal sea rhino. So if you take a look at the sea rhino, if you look at his stats, this is a basic sea rhino. So his base stats are 32,000. So if you look at his stats, this is just for the normal one. We're gonna take a look at the shiny one. So as you can see, the shiny one's stats went up a little bit, not by a lot, but it went up a little bit for you, just enough for you to notice the difference. So if you take a look at the normal one and then the shiny one, now you take a look at the wumbo one, it goes up even more. So you're already getting an understanding that the basic one is the worst, the shiny one is the second worst, and the wumbo one is the third worst, meaning that the shiny wumbo is the best one. So you go from 32,000 to 37,000, and it's the same unit. So the variant does give you a advantage, so just the shiny one alone is better. And for certain rare occasions, people will prefer the shiny one over the wumbo because there are certain maps that are kind of compact, and people will take the shiny one over the wumbo just because the shiny one is better than the regular one. You still get that bit of extra damage, and the reason is the wumbo one makes your unit physically bigger, and I will show you guys that later. Just for a basic example, shiny wumbo is the best, basic is the worst. So I'll let you guys decide how you want to base this upon yourself. This really just comes down to preference and let you decide what you prefer. So that's pretty much for the variants. Moving on to the rarity, we have common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary, mythic, limited, secret, exotic, prismatic, and divine. So there's quite a couple of different rarities here, but there's actually not many of each one, except for the mythic and below. Actually, I lied. There's a lot of each, but you'll see what I mean. So if you take a look at the common, there's not a lot of commons. This is actually all the commons there are in the game. Or if there are more, I know there is more. If you take a look here, you do get this common right here, but you have to complete these quests. So as far as I'm aware, there's not really a lot of commons besides these plus that one. So Zach, if you're watching, please give us more commons and other rarities besides prismatics. Moving on. So as you can see, there is the common, there is the uncommon, and so on. So at the very top, divine being the best, is going to be at the very tippity top, and at the very bottom it's going to be the worst unit. So if you want to just actually search for units, you could just scroll all the way down. So as you can see, as I scroll down, my units progressively get worse and worse until eventually I'm down to my worst units. So that is pretty much how the rarity works. So moving on, we have attack type. So we have the full AoE, we have splash, we have pierce, we have line, we have single, resource, and spawn. So what exactly is each of those attack types? So we're gonna go ahead and grab one of each. So when it comes to strategy, you're probably gonna just try and place down your units however you want. That's not really something you want to do, guys, and I'll show you exactly why. So each and every single one of these units has a different type of damage, and each type of damage works differently, and I'll go ahead and show you how each damage works. So we're gonna go ahead and grab some gold just to start off here. So starting off with our first mate, Patrick, he's a full AoE, and the way full AoE works is when you place him down, any units or any enemies within his radius, if you look at that blue circle that's outlined, any enemies inside that circle will take damage regardless of where he is placed. So if we actually place him somewhere far all the way over here, you can see that the units will not take damage there, but the moment that they reach that part of the circle right here, so we're actually going to move away. So if you guys see, the units aren't taking any damage right now. That's only because of my pets, but the units, they aren't taking any damage. They only take damage the moment they start walking into Patrick's circle. We're actually going to have to, so if we place our Patrick all the way over here, as you can see, no units over here are taking damage. But if you look over here, units are taking damage, and that's because anything inside Patrick's circle will take damage. So that means that being a full AoE, anything inside that circle will take damage. So that's how full AoE works. It doesn't matter where you place him, as long as the enemies within that circle cross that, they will instantly take damage. So the way a splash unit works is when it attacks a unit, it'll basically just attack any units that are around. So wherever he attacks, as you can see, it shows you where he's attacking. So if you take a look, there's a second blue circle. Any units inside that blue circle will take damage because that's the splash attack radius. So anything inside that secondary blue circle will take damage. That's just the splash radius for the splash attack unit. Moving on, we have the pierce unit. So the pierce unit, unlike the splash unit, the pierce unit works differently. So the pierce unit works he's what we consider a boss killer, and the reason is because he's pretty much brute strength. So he is best when he's placed parallel to a straight line. So the way the units are all coming this way, he'll pretty much attack anything. So you can see right now he's not really doing such a good job. I have to upgrade him. So when it comes to pierce unit, you want to have them in a straight line, and that's because anything going towards him will take damage. So he'll instantly be able to pierce through the unit in the front and damage the units on the back. So let me see if we can get so as you can see, look, this is a good example of how that works. You can see he attacks the unit in the front and everything still takes damage in the back regardless. You can see how it works. That's just how the pierce units work. He's not going to be able to damage the units instantly like the full AoE can. So even if the units go inside the blue circle, he's going to be attacking the first unit in the front, not the way the full AoE unit does. It's a lot different. So that's just a pierce unit. Next up is the line unit. So the way the line unit works, similar to the pierce unit, the line unit is going to also use a similar damage, but it's not as good as pierce. So the way the line unit works is it will attack the first couple of units in the front, but it won't necessarily be able to pierce all the way through like the pierce unit can. This is just more of a support unit, and it's just really meant to just just deal damage, just not as much as the pierce unit, but it's still a support unit. So think of it as a unit like just being able to attack the first couple of units in the front. That's pretty much what the line unit does. So not really one of the most liked units, but it still gets the job done. So a unit is a unit. Next up, whoa. I nearly forgot how bad that's terrible. That is absolutely horrendous. Okay, next up is the single attack unit. So he attacks one unit at a time. So as all of these units are passing, he's only attacking one unit at a time. So even if multiple units go inside his attack radius, he is only going to be able to damage one unit at a time. So again, not really one of the most liked units, but he does do. The thing about this unit is because he only attacks one unit at a time, he pretty much does brute attack, like he does brute damage to a single unit. So compared to a full AoE unit where he damages everything, multiple things at once, his damage is kind of spread across between all the units, compared to a single damage unit where all his damage is centered on one unit. So while this guy is better in many ways, being able to damage a lot of units at once, his damage is not as high compared to the single damage unit where his damage is just pretty much concentrated on one single unit. It's still not as good as a full AoE. Personally, I would prefer a full AoE unit. So I'll let you guys decide on how you want to use units and what you prefer. Everybody has a different preference, so I'll let you guys decide. The next unit up in the list is a resource unit. So I'm going to show you guys how a resource unit works. So if you take a look, as you can see, we're getting about this is I'm gonna let you guys take a look at the average amount of gold that I'm getting right now. So if you take a look, the amount of gold that I'm getting is not really significant. It's pretty slow. Now if we go ahead and add some of the resource units, we're not gonna go ahead and take a look and see how fast it goes up. So right off the bat, you can see a great difference in how fast of gold I'm getting comparison to when I didn't have them. So pretty much all it really does is it gives you gold, and that's really it. I don't really recommend this when you're doing endless, as it doesn't really serve a purpose besides just giving you gold, but you get gold regardless whether you have these or not. So these wouldn't really be useful during endless unless you're doing like a event or something. So that's all this really does. It just gives you gold, and that's pretty much it. So moving on. All right guys, up next is going to be the status effects. So status effects for me is what I like to consider secret traits. So if you didn't know about them, you're going to know about them now. So a bunch of units here actually have status effects. So if we take a look at some of the secrets, for example, if we take a look at the Cyborg Plankton, you can see he has a frostbite effect. Aside from his pierce ability, he has a frostbite effect, which slows enemies down a little bit. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that, and I believe he's like the only one aside from the Spongebob. I believe the Cyborg Plankton also ended up getting it. So we're gonna equip him. I'm just checking to see that all these other secrets don't have it, but I know the Alaskan Bullworm also has it. We're gonna equip the Cyborg Plankton. We're gonna go ahead and try and get every single type of ability, just because I know that there's different ones. So we do have the slow, so we're gonna go ahead and equip him, and then we're gonna equip Dream Gary, and then we're gonna equip one of these guys, and then of course we already got that one, so we're gonna go ahead and equip one of these guys, and then of course Encore. Okay, we do have both of these, so we will showcase those after. So we're gonna go ahead and start with these, and I'm gonna show you guys what each one does. And after a couple of waves, you can see that the frostbite effect is on the units, and if we try to put the slowing effect, nothing really happens. So we're gonna put this guy down, that with the Cyborg Plankton, and as you can see, So far you only see the frostbite effect, not the slow effect. So again, the frostbite effect and slow effect do not stack. If we try and do the same for the Dream Squidward, for the Dream Gary, you can see that once again they do not stack. So of course, if you take a look here, however, we remove you can see that we're going to slow this unit down. So if we slow it down, you can see that they do only take the frostbite effect. The Dream Squidward, the Dream Gary does slow them down. So that lets you know that something is definitely going down. So they're both slowing units, but the Dream Gary is the best slowing unit, so I'll let you be the judge of that. And then, of course, same thing with this guy. He does slow them down, just not as significantly as Dream Gary would, but he is pretty good for damage. So I'll let you guys decide on what you think is good. So moving on, we have the conjoined twins. Now for the conjoined twins, these guys do a burning effect. Now same thing for the conjoined twins. I don't know if they are a stack, but we're gonna go ahead and try it. So you can see, again, I'm pretty sure they stack. It's just like it shows you which one has priority. So I don't really think it matters. But like if you, for example, we put in the divine unit, which gives us the encore the status, you can see that it gives that status to my unit. So it gives it a small damage boost. Same thing here with my, if I place down my Bert, the poison effect works the same way that the slow effect would. After it attacks, it gives it a couple of seconds of a after effect of poison. That's how every single other effect works here. The little the status effect that these guys give off, or what I like to call the secret trait. After the initial attack, each status lasts for a couple of seconds before it goes away, and this goes on continuously after each attack. So it's just a continuous thing, which is honestly, in my opinion, I think it's pretty helpful that they have these little secret traits. It's kind of a little damage booster at the end of the day. So if you want to kind of strategize, you can. One thing I will throw in there, guys, for the units have this little thing right here in the middle. If you look at the middle, there is the boss, fastest, strongest, first, and so on. So if you have like pierce units, you can have the pierce units specifically target bosses or the strongest enemies. Same thing for any other units, like the slow units. You can just go ahead and make your own strategy and strategize and kind of try and see how you want to go ahead and do things your way. Of course, there's different ways of doing this. You don't have to just like brainlessly place units. If you want to kind of strategize, you can, on how you want to place units. If you want to specifically place your pierce units at the end of every single lane, you can. How you guys decide to play and strategize is up to you. It really comes down to preference. There is no quote unquote proper way to play. It just really comes down to how you prefer. But if you guys do want me to make a video on the best method that I like to use, I'll go ahead and make a video on that. But for now, that's all there really is to the units, guys. So it just really comes down to how you prefer to use your units. So from there on out, it just really comes to what you really decide to use. So I'll let you guys go ahead and try your units out. I do recommend to look at every type of rarity of unit, not just prismatic. I would try and go for secret units like the Cyborg Plankton, which is a summon unit, the Dream Gary, the exotic Octopus Squidward. Every single unit has a different trait and ability. Just because it's a prismatic does not make it the best unit. There are units that are lower rarity with special features that the prismatic units don't have. So again, try and mix up the rarity of units that you use. Try and use different units, as each one actually is different and unique from one another. So again, I'll let you guys decide, and hopefully you learned something with this video. We're gonna go ahead and teleport back because there is one more thing that we have to look at. Of course, the last unit that we have to look at is none other than the roach. So if you look at the roach, you can see the roach has something called a rally ability, and we're just gonna go ahead and quickly show you guys exactly what the rally ability does. So we're just gonna equip a couple of random units just to kind of show you guys. Let's get a little bit of gold. So like any other resource unit, this one simply gives us gold, but unlike the Krusty Krab, this resource unit actually is special. So like I told you guys, each unit, or well, not each, but certain units have a secret trait. Well, this guy has a trait called rally. So basically what that does is, I'll show you guys. So if I place down my unit, as you can see, this unit does 1.02 billion damage. When we place down the rally unit, you can see that is bumped up to double its value. So the rally effect gives units 100% stat boost. So all of their stats are boosted by 100%, meaning that this rally or this resource unit doubles the unit's stats by twice. So same thing for this unit. If you look at its stats, the base is 20 billion. We place down this rally unit and that's doubled. So if you want a unit that doubles the damage of, or not just the damage, but doubles the stats of all of your units, then this roach would be very useful. Now you of course could get this through trading, as it is no longer obtainable. So if you want to obtain this, you'd have to do it through trading. Other than that, it's a pretty good unit because it not only gives you double gold, but it also gives you double unit stats. There is one more effect that we did not get to look at, and that is this one right here. That's because unlike the rest of them, this one I don't really have a unit for, and I'm not even sure what this even does. So if any of you guys do have a unit with this effect, let me know exactly what it does, because I have 0 units with that ability effect. So if you guys do have a unit that has that effect, let me know what it does. One more little thing we have to take a look at, and that is traits. So understanding traits is also a very important thing. If you take a look at my units, you can see that there's all sorts of things. There's Superstar, Luck of the Irish, Sea Bear, and Secret Formula. You're probably wondering what the heck is all of that. If you're a new player, you know, you're probably confused. Veterans and players and people that have been playing for a while are most likely already aware of what it is. But if you walk over here to the summons area right here, that's where you spawn right there. You simply come over here to the summons. When you walk in here, you're going to see Sandy Cheeks traits. When you walk here, you're going to see all of these traits right here. Now every single one tells you exactly what it does, starting with the easiest one to get. And I'm just gonna go ahead and slowly scroll down, and I'm gonna be clicking on it to let you guys know what each one does. So we got Surge. Surge gives you more unit attack speed. Strike gives you more unit damage. Reach gives you more unit range. Scholar allows you to get more XP faster, so it allows you to level up your units faster. Pursue is like the upgraded version of I think it's Surge or Reach. Pursuit is the upgraded version of Reach. It gives you even more range. And then you have jellyfish jam, which gives your units more speed, but it tells you right there. So whatever unit has jellyfish jam will not get the speed boost, but any other units you place within its area range will. So like I said earlier, that blue circle that you guys see when you place down the unit, anything within that blue circle will get the speed boost, just not the unit with it. Next up, wealth. You get more coins, more money, and everything is cheaper to upgrade. Of course, you have Sea Bear, which is one of my personal favorites. While it does slow down your unit by a little bit and decrease its range, it's not really as bad as you guys think. The damage that you receive in comparison for what you lose is actually worth it. So Sea Bear is very good as well. Then you have Vortex, which is speed. Then Sidekick, which allows you to place an extra unit. And then of course Secret Formula, which boosts all of your units' stats and it shows you exactly how much. Scurvy, honestly, nothing about this is good. I don't even bother with this, guys. If you guys get this, just remove it. Nothing about this is really worth keeping. If for whatever reason you're using this, you're a menace. Honestly, you're a menace if you keep this. And of course, the best one, Neptune's Crown. So, just so you guys are aware, when you first get a unit, you're only allowed to put one trait. As you can see, this unit here has one trait. What Neptune's Crown allows you to have is 2 units. So as you can see, I have Secret Formula and Sea Bear. So Neptune's Crown allows you to have 2 traits instead of 1. Now you're wondering, what is this and what is this? This is, I guess you can say, it's like a third trait you could add. So if you actually go here, there's something called Power Patty. You have Power Patty, you have Rabbit's Foot, you have Luck of the Irish. So these are what we call relics. So these relics can actually be made right here through crafting. So if you go through crafting, as you can see right here, there is Power Patty and there is Hydrodynamic Spatula. So you can see you can craft these, and what these actually do is there's a little brief description here. This relic boosts all stats of the unit by 7%, only 1 relic per unit. And then it's the same thing for this, but it's a better one. The relic boosts all stats of unit by 12%, only 1 relic per unit. So this is where you come to make these guys. Now if you for whatever reason don't want to be grinding for all of that, there is another way to get those things, or at least one of them, and that is right over here. So if you come here, you scroll down, you can also get the Hydrodynamic Spatula for the golden spatula. That's pretty much everything there is to know about units, guys. I hope you enjoyed and hopefully you learned something else. If I did end up skipping something, or if I didn't explain something right, or if I misrepresented something, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. I will correct myself and try to explain something that you probably didn't understand as well. Other than that, I hope you guys learned something, and hopefully something that I said or showed you guys made you or gave you a better understanding of how the units work. As far as I'm aware, I've given you everything that I know to my knowledge about units. Hopefully you guys understand and have a better understanding of units, and until then, swim on, guys.